Alright, so if you're wondering what GPUs to buy for mining, this video is for you, because I'm gonna be going over a tier list on a bunch of different GPUs. So I got like all the 30 series cards, 20 series, 16 series, 10 series, and then all the AMD cards as well. And I'm gonna make a big tier list for them. So let's get right into it. Now this is gonna be based on my opinion and like what cards I would buy personally for mining. So it might be subjective for some people. Comment down below what you think about this. But yeah, this is my opinion. So let's start. So I'm gonna just start off by doing like the old AMD cards and NVIDIA cards. Like these things, like the RX 470, this came out so long ago. Even though it's kind of good for Ethereum mining right now, they're just not so great right now. So I'm gonna put the RX 470 and 480 there, as well as the 580 and the 570, just for a benchmark, to be honest. I cannot find the 570. It's so hard to find. Where is it? There it is. I found it. And then we'll go to the 3090. So this thing, I'm gonna move it, but this thing, let me just talk about the 3090. It makes like the most money out of all the GPUs. Now, a lot of people think that it's the best card for mining. However, this thing, like, it's not as efficient. Like if you compare it to a 3070 or 3060 Ti, it's not that efficient. But the good thing about them is that you can build up a lot of rigs with the 3090 and have a lot, like it's a lot more concise or compact. So like each 3090 gives so much hash rate, like it's equivalent of two 3060 Ti's. So that's the good thing about it. It's like if you can just only buy 3090s, you're gonna have a lot of hash rate, but it's not as efficient as some other cards, but still a really good card for mining. So I'm gonna put it at B tier for now. 1660 Super, I think this is a really good card as well. It's not too overpriced and it gives you a decent amount of mega hash and it's pretty efficient actually. Next up, let's do a 1080 Ti. I'm gonna put this as D tier as well because like it's such an old card. It's not efficient at all. Like it takes up so much power for the hash rate it gives you, and when Ethereum mining goes away, it's just not gonna be that great in my opinion. As well as like all these RX 580s, like any of the GPUs that were the best in 2018, or was that 4 years ago, I would not buy them. Now that's just my opinion. Some people might like them, but that's just my opinion. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with the 6800. Now this is a good card as well. Like it's pretty efficient for mining like Ethereum, Ravencoin, Flux, and Ergo. So it's a pretty good card as well. But the 6800 XT, let me find that. It's so hard to read these cards sometimes. I can't even, like, all these red letterings, I didn't really make this very well. 6800, I'm gonna put this as A tier because this card is it's a sleeper card. Like I've watched some other tier lists on GPUs and I did a bit of research on it myself and just found that this card is like the most efficient card on like all of the main 4 algorithms, like Ravencoin, Flux, Ergo, Ethereum. Like it has the best efficiency on all those cards, like overall, if you compare against all the other algorithms. So I'm gonna put that as A tier because this card it's a really good card. I've never actually worked with an AMD card or this card, but I would personally buy this card if I could. 2070 Super, I'm gonna put this as a B tier. Actually, I'm gonna put it at C tier because I would rather buy one of these cards over this card. And let's see, 3060 Ti, I'm gonna put this as S tier. It's just a really good card. I'm gonna put it as that. 1070 Ti, again, I would not buy it, to be honest. I'm not sure what I'll put in F tier. If I had like a 3060 or 1050 Ti and a 3050, I'd put it in F tier, but that's not in this list. So yeah, actually I'm gonna put a A4000 in F tier because like where do you buy these cards? You can't really use them for gaming, so like the resaleability is pretty bad, and I've never worked with a workstation card, so that might be subjective. If you work with A4000s, then criticize me in the comments, but I'm gonna put it in F tier because I've never seen this card ever and I have no interest in buying it. That's my opinion. However, A2000 deserves a B tier because this card is very efficient on all the algorithms, especially Ethereum. It's very efficient on Ethereum. So I'm gonna put it there. If you know anything about these workstation cards, comment down below because I have no clue what these are. Like I know they're built or kind of like they're good for graphic intensive stuff, like for not for gaming, but stuff that requires like a graphics card. But other than that, I don't know. I really don't know anything about this. So I'm gonna put those all in F tier because if you're a gamer, you wouldn't buy these cards. So if you're mining with it, the only reason why you sell the card is if you have to get rid of it or if you couldn't mine with it anymore. And if you want to sell it to a gamer, no one's gonna buy it. So that's what I think. Again, this is subjective because people could use this card for other things other than gaming, like developing and whatnot. I don't know. I've never worked with any of these cards, so I'm just gonna put them here. But I do know that the A2000 is a good card. So yeah. All right, let's start with the 6900 XT. I don't know. I'm gonna put it as C tier because this card is good, but it's not as good as like a 6800 XT or one of these cards. 3080, that deserves a B tier along with the 3090 because because these cards are both good. They give you a lot of mega hash or hash rate, and they're decently efficient, but not as good as like a 3060 Ti. Alright, AMD 7. Now, I know this thing has like a lot of issues sometimes, but it is like a pretty powerful card for mining, so I guess it deserves a C tier. I don't really know, to be honest. 1080, that's going here with the 1080 Ti. These cards are just, they're so old. Like, who's gonna buy them? 1060 as well, that's gonna go there. Let's see, what's next? Let's grab the 5700 XT, because I know that card is good. Where is it? That's a 5700 XT. That deserves a B tier because this card, actually, I'm gonna put it A tier because this card is like, gives you what, 50 something mega hash with like less than 100 watts, I believe. Could be wrong, but it's a really good card. All of the 5000 series AMD cards were like, I don't know who built them, but they're really good for mining. Because like, if you look at the 20 series Nvidia cards, all of the 30 series cards beat them, like the non-LHR ones. But with the AMD side, like the newer versions aren't as good as the older ones. Like 5000 series AMD cards are better than the 6000 AMD cards for mining, in my opinion. Not sure why, but that's just what I think. So like, I'm gonna put the 6700 XT down there because I know it's decent, but not as good as like these cards. Like S tier and A tier, I would buy these cards if I was building a rig. B tier, I would buy these cards if I couldn't get any of these cards. And then C tier, I would like buy if I had to. And then D and F tier, I just avoid because I don't want to deal with those cards. 6600 XT, this card is really efficient, I know. So I'm gonna put it above here. Let's see, 1070, that's going down here. It sucks. As well as the 1070 Ti, if I can find it. Doesn't look like I put 1070 Ti in here. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's down here. Okay. All these, like all the 10 series cards are going here. All the ARX 580s, ARX 570s, and below, they're going down here. I know the 2060 is good and the 2060 Super. I'm gonna put the, I don't know, like I feel like the 2070, 2060 Super are pretty good cards. So I'm just gonna put them at the top of C tier. And then I'll put like the 2060 at the back here, as well as the 2070. Just put these guys back here. Now the 1660 Ti and the 1660, these cards are good. So I'm gonna put like the 1660 above here. But the 1660, I'm just gonna put at the bottom because like it's, you still have to pay a decent amount for it, and it doesn't give like the 30 mega hash that the other ones give. So I'm just gonna put that here. 3070, this goes in S tier as well because these cards are really good. Just my mining rig is built only off 3060 Ti's and 3070s, and it's just so efficient. Like the power I take gives a lot of mega hash. So like I could have half the cards in my rig and use 3090s instead, but the 3090s would be nowhere near as efficient for these cards. And the 3060 Ti and 3070, they're also really good for other algorithms other than Ethereum. So like whenever Ethereum 2.0 comes, proof of stake, I have to switch to another coin, I'm set because I have really good cards. But if I had like a RX 580 or 1080 Ti and I had to switch to another coin that like takes the core of the card and not instead of the memory, just for like whatever the algorithm is based on, if I have to mine like a different coin that's a different kind of algorithm, then the cards like these 3060 Ti's and 3070s, they're just gonna perform a lot better and give me a lot more profitability. So like I would definitely buy these cards, and if I couldn't, I would just kind of buy these cards, and I'd completely avoid these cards because they're just not the best. All right, 3060 Ti LHR, it's pretty good actually. Like it's not as good as the 3060 Ti. Like even for Ravencoin, like the 3060 Ti non-LHR gives a bit more hash rate, even though it's like the 3060 Ti LHR and other coins is like almost 100% same as LHR or non-LHR on coins other than Ethereum, but it's just not 100% the same. Like it's almost there, but not the same. 3060 LHR, I would actually buy this card. Just it's really good on some coins. Like I'd say it's better than the 3060 Ti LHR. And you know, I'd probably put this LHR up here. It's decent, you know. 2080 Super and 2080 Ti, I'm just gonna put them at the back here, as well as the 2080. Like these cards are good. They're still pretty overpriced, and they're not as efficient. I don't know, I think they're better. Like I'd rather have 2070s and 2060 Supers than 2080s. Let me know what you guys think about this, but I think I'll put them in front of the 1660. 3060 non-LHR, this is a good card. I'd put it up here, I think. I made two 1060s by accident. I don't know why I did that. I'd say, yeah, 5600 XT, pretty good. 5700, pretty good. 6600, I'd say it's C tier, just because it's like almost the same price as the 6600 XT, but it's not nearly as good as it. 3070 Ti, I'd probably put it, I don't know, like it depends. For Ethereum, it's not really good just because it's pretty overpriced and it doesn't really do that well because it is like it's an LHR basically. Like the 3070 Ti, there's only one version of it and it's like just not, it's limited for Ethereum mining. But for other coins, I know like it's really good for Ravencoin, but I'd probably avoid it just because it's so overpriced. 3060 LHR, I don't know, I'd probably put it in C tier as well, just because it's a 30 series card. It's going to be overpriced anyways, but it just doesn't perform as well as like other cards like the 3060 Ti LHR. And then 3080 LHR, I don't know, same thing. I'm going to put it here just because it's good, but it's overpriced. So I'd run it on my rig if I had to mine something other than Ethereum, but I wouldn't buy it now because it's overpriced. That's gonna do it for this episode. Not, it's not an episode. It's just a quick video of a tier list. Hopefully I didn't make it too long. I actually had a lot of fun making this. I think I did a decent job of explaining what cards I'd buy in what order. Obviously 3060 Ti and 3070 are my favorite, and then these are my least favorite. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.